Okay, YouTubers, this is Joe from ArtAlienTV. Another quick game of interplanetary I Spy going on here. Now, today we're back on Ceres Dawn mission. Now, the main image we're looking at here is image PIA 20553, but there's also this image, which is PIA 19603. But we're going to concentrate mainly on this one. I'll have clips of these all in at the end of the video anyway, so you can see the close-ups and have a good look at these pictures. Links will also be below in the description, so you can download them straight from the NASA page here. Now this one caught my eye immediately as soon as I saw it on the NASA 7 Days website, which is this one here. I'll show you that now. This is the 7 Days website. I'll have a link to this actually underneath, and this gives you all the latest NASA images, including images of Saturn and Ceres and Mars and all manner of things on here. And these are really cool because you get all the latest stuff on one page. Okay, so let's crack straight on with it. Now, this particular image was taken at a height of 240 miles from the surface. Here we go, at a distance of about 240 miles. Now, the other image I will show you in a minute also was taken at 2,700 miles, much further back, but of course it's zoomed in with a powerful telephoto lens, a very powerful telescope it's got on board. So the distance is largely irrelevant because you just zoom in further with the telephoto or telescope on the actual camera. Okay, so that's that covered. Now let's get straight on with it. Let's go to the folder here. Now first I'll show you the square crater from PIA 19603, which is this image. Now this was an interesting one. Now you've got a bunch of normal craters here, and then you have a square one right here. Okay, let me show you a clip of that. Here's the clip. I've rotated it so it's kind of straight, and in fact when you move it up to the top of the page, it is pretty straight. I mean, look how straight that edge is there. What can I say? It has two right angles in it, this picture, and when you see it in negative like I've got here, you can see a very straight edge to it here. Now, is this artificial? It could be, it may not be, but I can't really see how you would get right angles in a crater. Now, the Thunderbolts project people do go on about some strange hexagonal and square craters being created by electrical impulses and massive amounts of electromagnetic energy fusing matter together and making unusual shapes. Well, this may be the case, but the one I'm about to show you I think proves this wrong, and I really don't see how these could be caused by electricity or massive amounts of electromagnetic energy. Now this is the raw image of PIA 20553, and you can see down here in the bottom left corner a whole bunch of square structures here. Now these look like massive buildings, and they are massive. I don't know exactly how big they are, but they're miles and miles across. These are very, very large indeed. And this one in particular here is a very good right angle here. There's another square here. There's a whole bunch of square structures together. And the shadows are kind of making them look like square craters. Now they may not be craters. These actually may be square structures, but you're seeing shadows on the side of each structure. Now, to determine what's actually going on, the best thing to do with a lot of these images is to turn them round, because often you're looking at the image the wrong way round, or at least you perceive it to be the wrong way round. So you have to keep looking at the image from different perspectives. So what I did is I flipped it round the other way. This is it straightened out. Now this is that particular area where all the squares are. Now all I've done here is straighten it out. You can see where I've tipped the image over to the right. Okay, so I've rotated it, and you can see what looks like a massive kind of pyramid or some kind of big square structure here. There's that one there. Now the light is coming from the bottom right here and shining across this way, or is it? Now this is very often difficult to work out, which is why you should always turn these images around and try and work out the perspective and where the light's coming from, and whether you're looking at holes in the ground or structures sticking up, because often it's very hard to tell which. And sometimes it helps if you add a colour filter like I've done here. I've added a brown colour filter, and this is up the other way again. This is upside down, but now they look a lot more like buildings, especially this one here. This looks like a a massive kind of square structure, and we're seeing the square edge to it here, and there's another one here and another one here. But what are we looking at? Are these multiple buildings? Are they square craters? To find one square crater would be highly unusual, very, very unusual indeed. But to find a whole bunch together like this says to me that these must be manufactured, or at least some kind of intelligent structures. And this one here, you've got a very straight edge here. This one is one of the better ones, but this one is the one that really caught my eye initially, this one here. This looks kind of like a pyramid, it's sticking up with a square edge. Now, these may be many millions of years old. I mean, I can't begin to tell you how old these are. I have absolutely no idea. I'm just guessing here. But I'm guessing they've been here a very long time because they look heavily eroded. But what are we looking at? Are these craters or are they buildings? And there's a multitude of them. In fact, these are only the larger ones. There are many smaller ones in the actual raw image. Let's go to the raw image again and see it up the way it's presented. Now, you can see why I turned this upside down, because it doesn't make a lot of visual sense this way up, because we're looking at the edge of like an edge of a crater here, with lots of smaller craters inside. But there's also some square structures up here, some interesting structures up here. There's one up here, but they're very irregular looking because of the way the light's hitting it. But these in particular, down in this left corner, bottom corner here, to me, jumped straight out at me when I looked at this. I thought, what the hell are we looking at here? It almost looks like a whole bunch of pyramids or very large square structures, all kind of together in a long pattern. Now, I'm not saying all of these are square and not all of these are artificial, but some of them certainly do look artificial and have straight edges to them. Let's look at it back at up the other way again, because it does make a lot more sense when you look at it straightened out. This is the straightened out version with a colour filter, and I've really brightened that as well. But look at this. I mean, that's a square there. There's another one here. There's another one here. There's another one here with a building type structure above it here. I mean, what the hell is going on here? This is insane, absolutely insane, and I'm not really sure what to make of it. I mean, if you've got any ideas what you think these might be, please leave a comment below. I'm not writing all this in stone. I'm just pointing out these old structures on the surface of Ceres. Here's the negative of it as well. Now, this is the one that's been straightened out, and you can see these squares quite clearly here, just here especially. But some of them kind of overlap. The way the shadows are falling on the ground is quite irregular, and different levels we're looking at here. Let's see if we can find another angle on that. Here we go. Now, this is the whole image flipped round sort of 45 degrees, and you can see all these square structures here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's a bunch here as well which look a little bit more eroded. But I actually think what we're looking at here are a bunch of intelligent structures that may have been built many millions of years ago. I could be wrong, but if any of you have got a way of explaining how these right angles can appear all together like this, I don't know. I don't know how anyone could explain this, because to find one of these on its own would be highly unusual, like I just said earlier. But to find multiple square structures together like this says to me that this must be intelligent design. So there we go, folks. I'll have some close-ups of all these things in at the end, and the links will all be below, so you can download the images from the official NASA pages, and they're only about 1 megabyte each, so they're not going to blow up your hard drive or anything, but they're well worth a look. And it really does help if you turn these images around and straighten them out, or flip them over, or turn them upside down, and then you can really get an idea of the shape of these things here. Absolutely insane. I mean, I really don't know what to make of these things. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you soon.